Here is just about a perfect duplicate or replica of the world-famous Hope diamond. You notice its fourfold symmetry. That is, it has 8 major facets, 1 at each corner, 2 mains and 2 ends, which is 8. Then you have 16 girdle facets, and then outlining the table configuration are the 8 star facets. This is not a rectangle. This is not an oval cut. It's what we call an irregular shape, and that's what gives the famous Hope diamond its configuration. The process of cutting the Hope diamond consists of using the peg, driving it into the jamb, and these slots are arranged mathematically so they will establish the angle. So far as the addresses and getting the facets around, this is handled with what's called the index gear, and you select a gear notch, drop it into the gear notch, and then you have that selected and show you exactly. That's what makes a jam peg so nice, is that if I wish to, I can disengage the small wheel and then I have free will it and guess it by hand. I can't do that even after 40 years. But here you have a finished, polished version. It needs cleaning up now, and then we can go ahead and put it into a setting. So as you can see just how easy it is to cut in a facet. You keep cutting until you have exactly the facets you want at the angle. That's what makes a jam peg like this so nice for cutting duplicates or the rare diamond series, and I've cut many of them, and each one of them turns out rather well and rather easy. You can also do it on a faceting machine called a template faceter, but I find the jam peg is a lot easier. And then you can pick your address, change it to the number that you want, and go right to the next facet. This is how the jam peg works and how I cut, and somebody can wear a replica of the beautiful Hope diamond. The Hope diamond came into national consciousness about 1668 when Tavernier sold a series of diamonds to Louis XIV, including a 112.5 blue diamond that later became known as the French blue, the Tavernier blue, but basically it was the blue diamond of the crown. But then 1792 was the great Paris jewel robbery, and the Tavernier, or the blue diamond, was lost and has never been recovered. In 1830, a 44.5 irregular shaped stone was sold to Henry Philip Hope. Lord Hope is the name from which the Hope diamond's name is derived. Thereafter, it paid a visit to an American actress and then went to Turkey, and finally Pierre Cartier in 1911 sold it to Evelyn Walsh McLean, famous for the Washington Post. Upon her death, Harry Winston acquired the stone, and in 1958 he gave it to the Smithsonian, where it has rested in a special vault ever since, and one of the great draws. And the stone is yttrium aluminum garnet, a high optical performing synthetic garnet. It's not as brilliant, but then the inky blue diamond, the Hope, which disappoints many people when they see it for the first time, does not have high optical qualities, but gains its reputation through name and strength. All the talk of evil is promo talk by the illustrious Harry Winston, who knew how to promote. This is the exact, precise duplicate of the Hope diamond.